Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Mixed Media Frenzy. This is where a group of us girls all take this same sketch or picture layout, which this is the layout for this week, and we all interpret it and create our own layouts using this as the inspiration. So I chose to use a patterned background, and I'm going to go ahead and use this Art Basics clear gesso, and I'm just going to go ahead and gesso the entire thing. And I just use my Art Basics rubber, I believe that's a 2-inch rubber paintbrush. And I find it's like the easiest. Missy Witten uses one similar to it, which is that's where I got the idea to order it from. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it smeared nicely all around the layout. Now it does go down white so you can see where it's at, and then it dries clear. Now, if you noticed in that original layout, there was a vertical banner dead center of the layout. So I'm just going to take my Studio G gold glitter glue. I got that from Walmart probably 6 or 7 years ago, and it's kind of liquefying. I have about 5 little bottles of it, and yes, it is liquefying. So I'm trying to use it up because even though it was the little cheapo Walmart stuff, that does not mean it is not great glitter fun. I also ordered some Burgess Monroe, so since I'm getting some glitter glaze, I want to use up all my other stuff first. I know. And I'm just going to go ahead and use, I put a lot on this layout, and I don't even come close to using that tube up. Now you noticed it did kind of turn my page white, but that's because I think it was pulling some of the gesso up. But it dried clear again, so you can't even see it. And then I set something heavy on it because I had a lot of glitter glue on this page. And I set something heavy on it after it had dried, which I thought it dried. And if you see that crease in the middle of the page, it wasn't dry. It actually creased it and flattened it. So I will get that covered up. Now I'm coming in with my Heidi Swapp Color Shine NT and using my favorite acrylic stamping block and just smushing it down all over this little area. And I'm going to go ahead and jazz this entire strip up. And when I'm going to do mixed media, it's not in moderation, I guess. Like when I know I'm going into a layout and I'm going to use mixed media, it is mixed media, right? Like sometimes I come in after the fact and add a little bit of something here and there, but if I'm planning a mixed media layout for, say, Mixed Media Frenzy, I'm going to use a lot of mixed media. And we just do this as to use me personally, I do it so that I can help use my supplies. And it's really fun to play along with the ladies and give you guys inspiration and get you out there using your mixed media. I, for one, was terrified of mixed media up until probably 4 or 5 months ago. It always, when I would, I'd watch a video and I would do play-by-play with them. This is what they're doing. Mine never looked like that. But it is practice makes perfect. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and take this 6x6 stencil. Something that I've learned in the stencils, do a random pattern with your brush. Do not go all the way to the edge. I don't like the harsh lines. I make sure that there's nothing that is like a straight line. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my Breeze. This is gold, and just throw down 3 of those in areas of that stencil. Then I come in with my homemade Shimmer Mist, and these are some spritzer bottles that I just got off of Amazon. And if you spray full-on spray real fast, it gives a big shimmer, and if you just lightly squeeze it, it gives cool droplets. So because it wasn't quite coming out on when I would pull it out and tap it. So I'm just going to go ahead, and this isn't a bronze, and I'm going to sprinkle that around. You've seen that I also grabbed a Spectrum Noir shimmer pin. Now I'm going to come in with a stencil that's similar to the other one and go ahead and go kind of in the same area with my Stickles glitter gel. Not a big fan of the glitter gel. It doesn't come out like the paste and the glazes. So, obviously I'll still use it, but It's a little harder for me to use. But again, working on it, practice makes perfect. So I just add, and it's clear with some gold sequins in it. And I'm going to go ahead and pull in just some orange. I don't know the name of it. I think it's tangerine or something like that. Heidi Swapp Color Shine. Just to give it a little bit pop of color, because I've got a lot of different golds and some brown on there. That little sucker is running low, but it's okay because I have a big bottle. This was like my break into the Color Shine, was those little bitty bottles. And then I'm going to take the Dina Winkley spray in cheese. There's no glimmer or shimmer in that. It's just yellow. And since I've got a lot of golds and all different tones of gold, I thought, why not? And I really like the way this turned out. I think it's real fun. I do cover a lot of it up, which always makes me laugh because I love it. And then I don't want to cover it up, but nope. No sir, no ma'am. We got to get that layout done. So I do come back in with some more Color Shine and tea and just do a couple more splatty bits around the page. And I found that I've used the tea more than any of the other ones, even the gold. So I have another bottle of that on reserve as well. I'm going to finally go ahead and cut my branding strip off here. That was a while, but I didn't know if I would need it. And the page is kind of wrinkled a lot. See, it's warped. So I kind of didn't get it on the trimmer quite. And I just, it doesn't really bother me because I will, obviously, once it goes in the album, it will flatten out. Now I'm going to go ahead and take 3 pictures. And I'm going to cut one, and the inspiration layout had 3 pictures. And it was really fun to do this layout because I have been on a Christmas layout kick, like 24 plus layouts. And it was really nice to use something that wasn't Christmassy. And I love Christmas, and I'm still working on Christmas stuff, but it was just like, it was a nice little break. This is from a couple months ago, like August, September, and the Goodyear blimp flew past our house, and my fiance and his daughter ran out and took pictures. So he sent them to me, and it's 2 pictures of the Goodyear blimp, not great pictures because he's not very good at it, and a picture of her with the Goodyear blimp behind her. And you can tell it's still warm out because she has on shorty shorts. So I'm going to take this frame, and I'm just going to frame those 2. And I'm not even going to do it full because I want the background to show. And then here I'm like, oh man, I covered up that whole spot. So let's just turn the page. And maybe we'll get it that way. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get these adhered down in there. Now I just tuck them into the bottom and overlap on the edge. That is all I'm doing, is just tucking them in, and then I will come and I do trim off this edge right here because it was just peeking under, and I did not want that to peek under. So I'm going to go ahead and take my washi tape and seal the backing of that because I'm going to be moving it back and forth to find out where I'm going to like it to be on the page. And I do turn the page quite a bit until I figure out which way it's going to work for me. But I just want it to all stay together. And this is how I use up my washi tape, guys. I've went through more rolls of washi tape since I started using them to back stuff. And it feels good. I know it's so wrong, right? But it's like, what are you going to do? All right, so this is the way I go. And I do end up covering that one mixed media spot, but that's okay. Now, I did want to come in with 2 doilies, right? So I've got them. I cut one in half because I didn't really want to waste one, but then I was like, I've got like 500 doilies. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot. There's some paper strips that run down the length of the page. Now I'm going to use these dollar store washi stickers. And at first I'm like, oh, grab your ATG because it's dollar store, right? It's not going to stick. Well, the ATG is not going to stick to all that mixed media anyway. So I just take my liquid glue, and I'm going to just get that on the top and bottom, and I stuck that one on the doily, and you can tell how much it does not stick because it didn't rip that thin little doily at all. Now I'm just going to run these in a couple different places just to pull out the background colors, and I have pulled a lot of those little strips. I just have them in a bag on my cart, and I'm just going to see what works. And I wasn't going to run it the full length in the same area because of my big window right there, right? You would have been able to see that it wasn't a full strip. I do have this very old, I don't even know what kind of stickers these are, but truth be told, I got them as a, like, free to me, gifted to me on somebody who used to do a lot of scrapbooking, and they had this whole, or their mother used to do somebody used to do scrapbooking, and they were like, do you want this? And it was this big traveling tote, chucked full, and then another tote along with it. And she's like, I'll let you have it all for $10. And I was like, are you sure? Like, that tote alone is like more than that. And she's like, I just want it gone. So I was like, all right. So it was a score, but there were some things like that in there. Like, obviously it was somebody who did it, a while ago, and so it was outdated. But on these mixed media grungy layouts, let me tell you what, perfect time to get that stuff used, because you can totally like grunge it up, hide it in the background. And I know somebody's like, why would you hide it in the background? Hey man, it's not in my stash anymore, and it's totally used. Now right here, I'm going to go ahead and take my foam, and I cut it into two pieces that are similar, and I use my liquid adhesive, and I'm going to get them stuck onto the pictures, and I'm going to back it. I'm going to double it because I want it to stick up quite a bit, and then I'm going to really douse it in some liquid glue because there is a ton of mixed media on this layout. And we're going to bring that back in, and I'm going to go ahead and stick it down. And you see how those real funny stickers, I tore it in half and just used it. It blends in. This is going to serve as the title of my page, and it is Wanderlust, and it's cork. Just another little added fun embellishment to the page. I'm going to go ahead and stick some glue behind the top of that frame because I do want it to get stuck and not rip it. And then I'm looking for some other things. This little, it's like a foam and cork and like twine, and it says wish you were here. It's a vacation theme. Also, the collection that I used was a Simple Stories, or no, I'm sorry, it's a photo play collection, and I got it at the Crafting Expo at the beginning of 2020, before the pandemic, and it was like $2 for the little collection, and it was basically the ephemera and 4 pieces of 12 by 12. So it was a pretty good deal. There was a lot of stuff in there, but it's kind of a heritage theme, and I am not big on using the heritage theme, so what better way than mixed media, because I jazzed up the background, and I was able to pull a couple things in here. The only thing that was funny was there was a little banner piece that spelled out a word, and I want to say it was life or something to that effect, and I was missing one of the letters, so it didn't spell anything. So I just flipped it over, and I'm using the white side to make it like really pop up off the page. And I'm just going to go ahead and make them bannered up over here as well. And I take that little all good sticker, little hello, and I kind of pretty much cover up the hello, because hello, I don't need hello. Also, see that? I forgot to add the doilies. So to be fair, I could only get one on the page, and I'm like, well, that was an unfortunate turn of events. But it's all right. We get it down. We make it work. There's one doily on there. My plan was for 2, but I'm going to come in. What am I coming in with? Oh, the little crosses from Illustrated Faith, and I turn them into X's. And I just sprinkle them around the page just to bring a little bit of more of the yellow to the forefront from my splattered paint. Now, before I forget, this is a hop. It's not really a hop, it's a mixed media. There's 5 of us girls who play along, and they had just recently asked me to join, so I'm new. I will have a link to their videos and channels down below. Please go check them out and see all the fun and creative layouts that they created using today's inspiration piece. I'm also going to take my pen and just outline those for banners, and that's going to do it. See you guys next time. Bye.